Today we're checking out the new rinseless wash from Ethos Car Care. It's called a Hybrid. It's a ceramic style rinseless wash, and it even has an accompanied buddy sponge with it, the Hybrid wash sponge. Tim Coates has been working on this a while, so we're going to finally put it to the test today. And the sponge is a surprise. He didn't tell us about this bad boy until right out to its release. So I have no prior knowledge of the sponge. I did unbox it real quick to gather some thoughts on it, but I knew he was whipping up Hybrid for quite a while. Dilution is your standard 256:1. Soak your towel or sponge in the solution, and you know how to rinseless wash, that kind of deal. You're going to pre-spray. It's going to encapsulate all that good stuff. We have a nice little light layer of dirt and debris on the telly today that we're going to test out. Got some bugs on the mirror, so we can test its cleaning abilities there. Some stuff going down the side. It did just rain just a little bit here in the swamp. So luckily though, it didn't knock all the dirt off, so we can see some encapsulation in action and test the cleaning, the slickness, all its abilities of the Hybrid ceramic rinseless wash. Now, is this going to leave behind substantial protection? I think he really toned down the ceramic protective properties in it, so I don't think you're looking at but just about a week or so probably of protection in this. I think he mostly wound up adding it for slickness ability. He had an earlier version that had a stout sealant in it, but I think he's toned it back some and is only going for the very temporary protection on the final release version. It's right here on the label. We got superior cleaning power, ultra slick feel, versatile formula, eco-friendly detailing. So nothing on the label to really influence that they would leave behind a really particular good layer of protection, but it does have that ceramic kind of style of backbone. But this is what we're all here to really see, right? Let's unbox this bad boy, see what we got going on.
Ooh, it's a little stiffer when you open it up. You can see that the shallow edges, I'm not sure why it's so shallow. Tim, you're gonna have to tell me why these cuts are shallower than normal. With dirt particles being what they are, you usually want it to go inside of the sponge. Look at this from the rag company. The cuts actually go a little deeper, a little more grooving.
And other sponges. I like that he got the thickness right, taking away the pressure points from your hand and getting a nice even clean on it. I even like that he added this bevel to the edges of the sponge. That's a really nice, nifty little upgrade there from other sponge designs. Now, where the sponge does just feel like it falls a little short, I will say the foam quality could come into question. It's not quite as soft as like the softy sponges you're seeing starting to come out, but it is softer than the traditional, big red sponge, that kind of deal. So it falls somewhere between kind of the ultra black and the USS from the rag company. It's somewhere in the middle there. The real problem I have with the sponge is the slits, the laser cut grid in the slits. You can see, I mean, barely a grid even exists. It is very, very shallow. Now, Tim, I have heard him say he's designed it to pair up with the Hybrid ceramic wash. I don't know what, the smaller slits has to do with it. Because to me, the shallower the slits, the less, you just have that less surface area where any debris can be collected by the sponge to then release in the bucket. So to me, the deeper the slits, the better. It also gives you kind of that softer top and bottom of the sponge head, and then you got that thick middle that takes away the pressure points, and that combo is the winning combination to safely picking up, encapsulating, and then releasing into your bucket, that kind of deal. But overall, it's a great first attempt at a rinseless wash sponge for sure. And I'm excited to see more rinseless wash sponges start popping up on the market. So Tim, I still think you did a fantastic job with the sponge. That's just me. I ain't used it yet. So let's use it and see how it feels combined with the Hybrid rinseless wash.
on this actual paint, we're gonna use a clean microfiber. You see it's clean on both sides, okay? I'm gonna pour that in my rinseless, get it real wet, get it damp, and I am going to not pre-spray just to see what kind of cleaning I get. And you can tell right away, right away, there's a whole bunch of dirt. I'm gonna hit that again. Without it being pre-sprayed, this is pretty slick. Dunk, everyone knows the rules. I didn't even strain it, so you can see that one dunk, it did do the pull off. It's real good, does not streak. It's hotter in here, it's like 100 degrees, 40 degrees humidity. I did wash in here. On the dirty panels, it did release dirt real good when you sprayed it. On the microfiber test, slickness is up there with like McKee's V2, Hydra. Slickness is real good. The sponge, on the sponge itself, I liked it on the different sponge versus their sponge. I have to play with that more. I wasn't a fan of this sponge, not sure why. Maybe I needed more time for it to get soft inside of the bucket. It was a little coarse for me. It didn't scratch my car or anything. I'm just sharing my experience. I tested that sponge against the ultra black sponge, against the ultra soft sponge, and with this sponge and the ultra soft and legacy, I liked it better. On the microfiber, it's real good. So where I rank this, I'm doing a new top 5. I'm waiting for one more rinseless that's coming my way that's going to, I bet it's gonna breach top 3. Still have to review Hydra real in depth, but this rinseless wash is real good. If you're in the market for a rinseless wash that has good cleaning power, has great slickness, can use on glass, use it inside, use it out. This one, give it a shot.
I'm going to give you my initial thoughts after using Ethos Hybrid Rinseless Wash for the first time in 95-degree weather, direct sunlight here in California. First off, the product itself, scent is really good. It's like a peach Jolly Rancher. The color is a vibrant pinkish peach color. Really looks good with the whole label that Ethos has going on here. Mixes up really good in the bucket. No clumps, no issues there. So how did it work on the car itself? The car had been sitting in the driveway all day, sun beating down on it, very hot panels. I decided to go with the pre-spray. I didn't rinse the car off beforehand, so I just wanted to see how this worked in the heat itself. Had no issues with it drying. Re-wetting the surface would bring it right back. Cleaning power of the rinseless, it went to work right away. It took care of bird bombs that I had on the hood. It took care of anything on the roof that was hanging around and immediately encapsulated it. Anything on the side panels, I could see it start to pull it down. So definitely has the cleaning power. I'm not worried there. Once I was done, all of the dirt was at the bottom of the bucket. Top was clean above the grip guard, so no issues with the rinseless cleaning the wash media and taking care of that dirt in the bucket. The one thing that I did notice was letting the product dry on the panels that were facing the heat caused a little bit of streaking on the glass, but that was remedied by just re-wetting the surface and drying it again. No issues there. This would definitely be one of my go-to products for using in direct sun. That's really my biggest test of a product. Where I live and where I detail, the products that I can trust to work in the sunlight, in direct sun, those are the ones I'm going to reach for all the time. Let's talk about the sponge. The sponge is a little bit more of a coarse feeling foam or a rougher feeling foam after the initial use. The cuts that are in the foam itself are about half to maybe third the depth of what I've seen in other sponges that I own. It's not quite as soft as something like the Ultra Safe sponge or the Ultra Black sponge. These are pretty well used. They're pretty smooth, pretty soft. Don't really have any fears of that touching the paint. Same thing with the DIY Legacy sponge. Both sides much softer, smoother foam than the hybrid sponge from Ethos. But I didn't encounter any issues with using this on the paint. It pulled the dirt off, no problem whatsoever. rinse the cleanly in the bucket. So yeah, I've got more testing to do with this sponge as well as using these other sponges with the hybrid wash. I've been excited the entire summer waiting for this to come out. I must say I'm not disappointed. Probably give it about an 8 out of 10 just due to the little bit of streaking that I had on the glass, but that was easily remedied by going over it again with a wet towel.
It's 50-50 for you here. So as you can tell, there's dirty side, clean side. Definitely there was a real bad bug here. Did not quite remove. Dirty side, clean side. Sponge did a great job scrubbing the front. You can see how bad those bugs were over here. Now a whole lot better over here. With just one quick pass with the bug scrubber sponge is what I'm gonna call this one. It's got a little grit to it, you know, with this short square system. I would definitely use it for the fronts and the side mirrors. Myself, just saying, you know, there's some good sponges out here, Tim, that you got to compete with. So, but overall, great first attempt at a sponge for sure with the hybrid wash sponge from Ethos. Hybrid though, it's good smelling, it's good to use, super good user experience. I'm gonna give the rinseless wash gets 2 thumbs up for me. Super nice user experience. The drying was real nice under the towel. You can see the bucket doing a good job of kind of self-cleaning, pulling stuff to the bottom, that kind of deal. Not too you know, sudsy in the buckets, looking real good, and polymerized, that kind of deal. You saw some real good encapsulation going on, and like I say, paired up with the sponge, it did an excellent job scraping off some bug guts from the windshield, from the side mirror, from the front. Did an excellent job. So there you go. There's a quick look at Ethos's hybrid ceramic wash. We'll keep using it around. Sponge gets a 1 thumbs up. I'll still give it a thumbs up. I'm not going to give it a double thumbs up. Ethos hybrid gets a 2 thumbs up on the channel today. And let's check in with my partner.
I want to thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe.